Okay, let's get started. All right, so the power of thought, 90% of success, 90% of success is mindset, 10% is skill. So does that mean if we focus on mindset and not skill set, we're still going to be successful? No. Success with mindset without skill set, mastering mindset without mastering skill set will lead to failure. Mastering your skill set without having the right mindset will also lead to failure. So what is our skill set? Well, there's 15 things, and we're going to focus on the first few today. And for those of you who are on my call Thursday, this is a version of that same call since I forgot to hit the record button. And here we go. So number one, scripts and dialogue. Master your scripts. Block at least 1 hour a day in order to master your scripts. Move from unconscious incompetence to unconscious competence. Unconscious competence is getting to a point where you know your scripts so well that they become a part of you. Number two, lead generation. Master lead generation. So what does that look like? Well, I would tell you master the habit of lead generation. So I'm going to master blocking 3 hours a day and creating a habit that I'm never going to miss lead generation. And Gary Keller's book, Shift, he says that our number one job every day is lead generation focused on new business. And what typically happens to us, we drill down, we get laser focused, we lead generate until we start to get listings and we start to get buyers, and then we get busy working those deals. And we stop lead generating until business slows down and we look up and go, I don't have anything pending. I guess it's time to get back to lead generation. No, you should have never left it. Your number one job every day is lead generation focused on new business. What's your definition of lead generation? My definition is I'm going to talk to at least 20 people a day. It's 20 conversations focused on getting an appointment, getting a referral, or adding somebody to my database. By the way, those are all standards. They're not goals. 20 conversations is a standard. Adding somebody to my database every single day is a standard. So at the end of the year, I have 250 new contacts. If I worked 50 weeks, 5 days a week, that's 250 new contacts. And getting face-to-face with one potential buyer and seller every single day is a standard, which means at the end of the year, I have 250 people in follow-up that are going to list their house or sell their home. Number three, closing for the appointment. Master the conversion scripts to get face-to-face. And number four, best practices for follow-up. Number five, recognizing opportunity and closing for listing appointments. So let's pick up where we left off on Thursday. Wednesday, we talked about calling for sell by owners. Thursday, we talked about calling expireds and circle prospecting. So picking up where we left off. Hey, Karen, this is John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. The reason for my call today is I noticed your listing came off the market. Just curious, if I had an offer, would you be interested in me bringing you the offer? Now, if Karen says yes, just book the appointment. I am not going to qualify that appointment. Yes, motivation matters. And I know that I'm contradicting some of the things that you've been told by other trainers, and that's cool. I don't want to judge away opportunity. So if I think the seller is not motivated because of something they said on the phone and I choose not to go on the appointment because I didn't think they were motivated, and then I find out later on they put their home on the market and they sold their home and it's a $500,000 listing, that's a $15,000 commission check that I just judged away. So to me, it doesn't matter if they're motivated at all. I want to get face-to-face with them. So if I had an offer today, would you be interested in me bringing you the offer? Now, Tamika says, do you have an offer? And my response to that is, great question. And I won't know until I see your home. That's exactly why we should get together. Would 4 o'clock today work, or would 5 be better for you? David says, I don't want to list my home. My response to that is, that's awesome. I don't want to list your home either. I want to help you sell it. And if I could bring you an offer, would you be interested in me bringing you that offer? Hey, by the way, David, if you were to sell your home, where are you moving to? Or where would you have, if your home would have sold to an expired listing, where were you going? And the reason I'm asking is I'm not being nosy. The reason I'm asking is I have properties for sale in the area, and part of my job is to find a buyer for those homes. I mean, that's exactly what you would want me to do for you if you were to hire me, isn't it? Now, guys, that script is pretty powerful, because what you're doing is you're showing an expired listing that you're different than other real estate agents. Maybe one of the reasons their home didn't sell is because their agent didn't do these things. And you're letting them know that you're different. Remember the 3 questions that every seller is going to ask themselves when they talk to you. Number 1, do you care about me? Number 2, can I trust you? And number 3, do you know what you're doing? Now, Mark says, where were you when my home was on the market for 6 months? And my response to that is, Mark, that's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. You know, when a home doesn't sell, it typically comes down to 1 of 3 reasons: either price, presentation, or marketing. And just out of curiosity, which one of those 3 do you believe is the reason your home didn't sell? Now, you're probably going to hear marketing, or you're going to hear, I don't know. And the follow-up to that is, I'm talking to the seller. Sellers want to be heard, and they want to be right. So Mark, you're probably right, and I understand. And by coming over to see your home, not only would I have the possibility of bringing you an offer, but I could also tell you why I think it didn't sell. So would today at 4 o'clock work better for you, or tomorrow at 5? Now, Eva, I'm just picking names in my screen here, guys. I'm going to pick a name that I can see. Michael H., good to see you here. Michael H. says, John, you still didn't answer my question. My home was on the market for 6 months. Where the heck were you? And I'm really glad you asked, Michael. You see, the reason I didn't see your home is because I didn't know it was for sale. Now, take yourself off mute, guys, and tell me what you think you're going to hear when you say that. The reason I didn't look at your home when it was on the market, Michael, the reason I didn't look at your home when it was on the market, Diane Page, is because I didn't know it was for sale.
So you use the MLS?
It's a setup.
100% it was in the MLS, 100%. And there's hundreds of homes in the MLS. You see, when I list a property, if you were to hire me, I would call the top 100 agents in the area, and I would let them know your home is for sale. I would also send them an email with all of the information on your property so that they would know what you have to offer. You see, my job is not just to attract a buyer in order to get your home sold. My job, if you were to hire me, is to attract all the real estate agents who are working with buyers who could potentially buy your home. And your agent never called me. Now, Alan Waxman would call that dropping a bomb and walking away. So I'm just going to drop a bomb and let it sit. And your agent never called me. How does that make you feel, guys? You're the seller. How does that make you feel?
Like crap.
Not good.
No. He was the wrong agent.
Say that again. Say
the wrong agent.
Well, absolutely, Michael. Absolutely, Diane. You chose the wrong agent. And this is not script, guys. This is you and I talking. And more than likely, how do most sellers hire their real estate agents? Someone they know, friend of the family, or a family member. And
they don't know how to interview them.
Okay, and what do most real estate agents do? Well, they practice the 3 Ps. This is script. They place your home in the MLS, they put a sign in the front yard, and then they pray that somebody else brings a buyer. And you see, I do the 4th P. I prospect every day for buyers and for real estate agents in order to find the right buyer for your home. Now, guys, if you were selling your home, don't you want to hire someone who does that? The answer is yes. right? Now, to the seller who says, I'm going to take a break, because you're going to hear this. And my response is, I understand, that makes sense. Just out of curiosity, between now and 6 months from now, if I were to have a full price offer, would you want me to bring you the offer? You know, Ryan, I can see that you were asking $500,000 for your home. Just out of curiosity, if I brought you an offer next week for $500,000 cash, what would you do?
I'll take it.
You would take it, yeah. So Ryan, just curious, if I don't see your home, can I bring you that offer?
No.
Yeah. You see, my concern for you is if you say no to me coming over to take a look at your home, my concern for you is I could have the right buyer. I could potentially bring you an offer and sell your home so that you can move to Atlanta and be with your family. But if you were to say, no, I'm never going to bring you that offer, and 6 months from now, you might still be in your house. How do you feel about that?
Not happy.
Yeah, what if the market shifts? What if values go down? What if instead of looking at $500,000, now you're looking at $480,000? How would you feel about that?
Not happy.
Yeah, what if, I love this, what if interest rates go up? I mean, they're at an all-time low right now. If they go up by just 1 point, is your home more affordable or less affordable?
Less affordable.
Less affordable. If interest rates go up by a point, are there more buyers for your home or less buyers for your home?
Less buyers.
What I'm doing is I'm asking harm's way questions because we are more motivated by avoiding pain than we are by going towards pleasure. And I'm painting a picture for Ryan that will hopefully help him make the right decision. And the right decision is to say yes to an appointment. I'm not trying to list his house. All I'm trying to do is get face-to-face. Don't forget, I don't want to list my home. Cool. I don't want to list your home either. I want to help you sell your home. Now, another harm's way question. If there are more homes on the market 6 months from now than there are today, in other words, there's more competition, do you have a better chance of finding the right buyer when there's more competition or when there's less competition? Let me ask you a different question. Would you rather have your home on the market when there's more competition or when there's less competition?
Less competition.
Yeah, less competition. This is the holiday script, guys. This is the same question that you ask to sellers in October and November when they tell you they're going to wait until after the holidays. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you're thinking of waiting until after the holidays, is it possible that there's a lot of other people who are thinking that they're going to wait as well? Of course. So in other words, there's going to be more competition. And would you rather have your home on the market when there's less competition like there is now, or more competition like there will be later?
No, now is the best.
Less competition, sure. So today at 4 or tomorrow at 5, what would be better for you? All right, remember that the purpose of the call, is to get an appointment, period, the end. That's it, get an appointment. Now the purpose of the appointment is to build a relationship and create a foundation to follow up, because success is in the follow-up. I'm not coming to Michael's house to list his house. I'm coming to Michael's house to build a relationship, to create a foundation, to follow up from, so that when he's ready, he'll hire me. I'm creating emotional proximity by systematically following up, and I'm following up forever. So even if I hear, you don't need to keep calling me because I'm not gonna sell my home, my response to that is, cool, talk to you in a month. What do you have to lose? Nothing. Okay, circle prospecting. If I were back in real estate today and I were selling real estate, boy, holy cow, this is what I would do right now. Every single neighborhood you sell real estate in, you should be looking at what sold daily. Pick one house every day and call everybody around that property. But before you call them, first of all, I want you to hire somebody to go door hang the neighborhood. And the message on your door hanger is a home in your neighborhood recently sold, which is great news. And there are still buyers who are interested in great homes like yours. Who do you know that's thinking of selling? Now, I'm going to send a postcard out the very same day so that 2 days after the door hanger goes on the front door, they're going to get a postcard that has the same message. It's your name, your brand, and a home in your neighborhood recently sold. It doesn't have to be your listing, doesn't even have to be your company. Your message is a home in your neighborhood recently sold, which is great news. And the challenge now is there are still buyers who are interested in great homes like yours. Who do you know? I see you, Louise. I'll get right to you. Who do you know that is interested in selling their home? Now, 2 days later, I'm going to call everybody in the neighborhood. And the message is, hey, Louise, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. Thank you for taking my call. Always lead every call with gratitude. Thank you for taking my call. I know you're busy. I only need 60 seconds. Let people know you're only going to be on the phone with them for a very short period of time. Otherwise, they're thinking about, how do I get you off this call? You're a salesperson. I don't want to talk to you. I know you're busy. I only need 60 seconds. Louise, the reason for my call today is a home in your neighborhood recently sold, which is great news. Matter of fact, it sold for top dollar. And our challenge now is there aren't very many homes for sale. Here comes the train. Our challenge now is there are not very many homes for sale. And I was curious and there's still buyers who are interested in great homes like yours. And I was curious, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home? Now, if Louise says, well, you know, I'm thinking of selling my home, but it's probably not going to be for about another year, my response to that is, awesome. I'll be selling homes a year from now. And I'd love to stay in touch with you, send you valuable information on the real estate market, and call like every 2 or 3 months just to check in. After all, that's what I do for my friends and family. Would it be okay if I added you to that group? If they say they're not going to sell for another 2 years, it's the same answer. I'm going to be selling homes 2 years from now. That's awesome. I'd like to I'd like to send you valuable information on the real estate market once a month and just check in every 2 or 3 months to see how you're doing. After all, that's what I do for my friends and family members. Would it be okay if I added you to that group? Okay, Louise, you had your hand up. Talk to me.
The door hangers, it seems like, and I think it's genius, that they're intentionally generic so that you can order like a bulk of them and apply them anywhere because you're not property specific. Was that intentional?
Yes. Yes. So is the postcard, by the way.
Smart.
So is the postcard. Guys, get people into curiosity. When you're in curiosity, what does it make you want to do? Ask questions. Ask questions. If I leave a message for an expired listing, what does my voicemail sound like? Hey, Paige, John Dietz, Keller Williams Realty. I have awesome news for you. Give me a call, 727-686-0404.
Yeah, I would think you have somebody that wants to buy my house.
Could be. Curiosity.
I would wonder. Yeah.
Curiosity.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, raise your hand. Tell me your ahas, questions. What did you hear? What are you going to do different?
I like the voicemail. I'll do that differently.
Okay, good. I like that. Good job, Tamika.
Continuing to get better at the harm's way question.
Get better at the harm's way questions. Yes, I see Valerie has her. Good job, Michael. That's, by the way, powerful. Valerie has her hands up, and I know I heard Corey's voice. So let's go to Valerie first. Okay, let's go to Corey. Okay, let's go to whoever wants to talk to me.
Hey, John, it's Miguel. Good morning.
Hello, Miguel.
Hope you had a great vacation.
It was great.
Yeah. I'm thinking of weigh the odds between the cost of sending out the door hangers, or what's your thoughts on like if I have a system that does direct mails where it's handwritten mails with the same message?
It works. You could do that 100%. Yeah, there's not one way to do this. There's many ways to do this. It's
Okay.
I'll tell you the magic. The magic is in making the calls. The door hanger and the postcard are designed to set up the phone call. That's all. So when I call you, you recognize my name, you recognize that I'm a real estate agent, you associate it with a home being sold, and the chances of us having a great conversation are better. That's all. By the way, I'm getting questions on, can I see a sample? I don't have a sample, guys. There's not one that I can show you. And this doesn't need to be perfect. You create it. It's just your name, your brand, and a home in your neighborhood recently sold, which is great news. The challenge now is there are still buyers who are looking for a great home like yours. And who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home? That's it. Your name, your brand, your phone number, your email address. That's it.
John, do you have a system to get phone numbers?
Yeah, so Cole Realty Resource, Vulcan 7 will also provide you with that. Bressers will provide you with that. There's a number of services that you could subscribe to or pay for to make a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Hey, John, this is Valerie. I'm so sorry. I had my phone muted.
There you are.
I'm sorry. I was asking you when these scripts are so awesome. So when the expired seller says to you, "Oh, well, I'm worried about finding another home," what do we say then?
Let's make the offer contingent on you finding a property, closing and make the sale of your property closing in 60 days. And if you don't find a property that you go under contract on within 30 days, you can cancel the contract. Guys, I don't think if you know that sellers can make the offer contingent just like buyers can.
Cool.
Okay, Louise and then Carolyn.
Oh gosh, I just forgot my question. Can you
Okay,
come back?
let's go to Carolyn. We'll come back to Louise.
Hi, John. My question was, I met a buyer and I set up to have this interview, and I don't know what questions to really ask because this is like my first time coming out of my comfort zone is the best way to put it. So I'm going to be on the phone, and I just want to more or less, not necessarily pre-qualify, but I know they said that this is probably, they're not sure what they want to do. They know they want to buy a home. So I don't know if did they credit. I don't know if they ran the mortgage, to anything. I'm trying to convert it properly, is the best way to put it.
Totally get that. So I'm going to put a name in the chat. I want you to go to the YouTube and pull up Nikki Ubaldini converting buyer calls and just watch the video. Okay?
Thank you.
Absolutely. She's the best. There's no reason for me to try to duplicate this because I would just tell you what Nikki says. That's all.
Okay, I remembered what it was.
Okay, talk to me.
Systems. Clearly, you've got systems, and that's awesome. This system for the neighborhood just sold. Do you incorporate door knocking, or does this help you eliminate or bypass the door knocking?
You know, I'm a big fan of door knocking. So would I incorporate it? Yes, I would. Would I, in addition to door hangers, postcards, phone calls, also knock on doors? Yes, I would. And you don't have to. You can do this without knocking on doors. And I'm a big fan of doing that. So every single, guys, here's the question. How often would you advise putting door hangers out? Depends on your goals. Depends on how motivated you are to achieve those goals. Personally, I would pick a property every single day. And I would implement this system for every single one of those properties. I'm thinking really, really big, right? Because you're thinking, holy cow, John, how do you do that? Leverage. I never said that I'm personally going to go out and hang these door hangers. I'm going to hire someone to do it for me. I'm going to mail the postcards. The only thing that I'm personally doing is making the phone calls. So every single day, I'm circle prospecting around a home that's sold in a neighborhood that I work. My number one job every day is lead generation focused on new business. My job is to fill my pipeline with future opportunity. Every single day, I'm looking for one person that's going to raise their hand and say, I'm interested in selling my home. I don't care if they're interested in selling their home in a week, in a month, in 6 months, or a year. Makes no difference to me. Everybody goes into the same pipeline. All leads are equal. There are no such things as bad leads, just real estate agents who don't follow up.
Hey, John, once you do your message, when you call and say, listen, I have great news for you, and they call you back. This is Jack Smith, I'm sorry, from Keller Williams Luxury in St. Pete. What do you then say when they call back?
That's a great question, Jack. So how's New York, by the way? You having a good time?
How'd you know I was here?
I'm on the James Shaw call every morning.
Yeah, we're having a good time. We came up, we haven't been to the condo since COVID started, and we had to do some maintenance work, so we came up to take a break, and it's really cool here, I have to say. I mean, temperature-wise.
Thanks for telling me that after I just finished 6 miles and lost about 20 pounds in sweat. So,
God bless you.
Right? So Jack, the great news is I specialize in selling homes that didn't sell like yours. And the difference between your home not selling and selling could be hiring the right real estate agent. And if I did one thing that your previous agent didn't do that would cause your home to sell, would you want to know what that is?
You are so good. You'd have my listing in 30 seconds. Okay.
So time on task over time equals mastery, guys. I'm not really that good, and I appreciate the compliment. I've just spent a whole lot of time on this. Hey, by the way, so here's one of the things my vacation did for me. I am remotivated. Is that a word? I think it is.
Yes, of course it is.
I am.
And if it's not, make it a word.
I am
energized.
I am remotivated to finish survive. I am remotivated to finish The Rainmaker. That book has been a labor of love for 2 years now, and I am going to work on it every day until it's ready to go to the editor. And I am committed to getting that book finished and published as soon as possible. And every single script that you hear on this call is in that book.
Love it. Good. Thank you for the answer. That's a great answer.
Okay. All right, guys, it is 9:06, which means time to get into your daily habit of lead generation. Lead generation is defined as a minimum of 20 conversations. I know James Shaw says 40. Cool. I like 40. It's a minimum of at least 20 conversations or 40. It's not 19. It's not 18. It's not 17. Coming close doesn't mean finishing. Coming close doesn't mean succeeding. If you made 19 contacts today and said, close enough, and you didn't make the 20th contact, the 20th person that you spoke to could be a $500,000 listing that you didn't get. And that's a $15,000 mistake on your part because you didn't make the 20th contact. And the scariest thing is you're never going to know. The tragedy in life is not that we fail, it's that we almost succeed, and there we are. Focus on your wins. Don't focus on the losses. We are not judged by the number of times we fail. We are judged by the number of times we succeed. And the number of times we succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times we can fail and keep trying. Schedule at least one face-to-face appointment every day with somebody who's thinking of selling their home. At least. That's 250 people in your pipeline. Now, follow up forever. Reject rejection, and no is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. I'm never going to hire you. Cool. Talk to you in a month. That has to be your mindset. Send out 5 handwritten personal notes today. All of these are standards. By the way, if you were going to hire you and you were going to pay you $100,000 salary a year in order to hit these standards, what would you do if you as an employee consistently didn't hit standard? You would fire you. So my last question before I let you go today is, would you fire you? If the answer is yes, then start hitting your standards and everything else will change. All right, guys, make it a great day.
Thanks, John.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I
John.
appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. Karen Johnson, very nice words, by the way. Thank you for that. I'll let Monica know what you said.